Well, we've given you a lot about politics this week. Perhaps the most interesting thing about politics, if you stand back and watch, is what you can learn by example. Maybe seeing what not to do. It can lay bare in public the best and worst in people. So as I considered my commentary this week, I could not help think of events in Parliament this week and the lessons that businesses can learn from what's going on. It's said that great leaders are born, not made. It's also said that in a democracy, people get the government they deserve. I don't believe either of those. Now, believe it or not, the way politicians act here, what they say, what they do, is not all that different from other countries. They're a bit more passionate here, maybe. But in the U.S., members of one party also go on TV and repeat over and over the same words, the same phrases, the same ideas, as if they were party robots programmed with no other thoughts than what they've been directed to say. We've had one party shut down the government in the past by refusing to pass spending legislation. We've had parties refuse to stay in session, instead going on vacation during the midst of a crisis. Like many of us, I think they get caught up in the game of their own making and lose sight of what they were hired to do. But is this myopic pettiness really only the domain of politicians? Are they really all that different from what we too often see in the business world? There are too few statesmen, leaders everywhere. Too many times in politics and in business, we have people content with playing a role. They're usually called managers. They do not lead, they manage. But somehow they spend their time managing themselves more than others. They attend to what they believe is important at the moment, and too often it's what is important to themselves, not to the people they are supposed to be managing. They're so busy doing things, they get nothing done. There is no follow-up, there is no accountability, and most often this is because there is no strategy. I've heard that complaint several times in the past few weeks from business people here. I'm not a fan of books on management, except maybe the Peter Principle, which is, I think, well-named and well-conceived. These books seem to me, like many managers, to be more about the author than the topic, because the best managers I've ever had were simple in their approach. They managed by common sense. They knew that with a clear strategy comes consistency. With courage comes timely and reasoned decisions. With commitment comes results. And with treating people with respect comes strength, not weakness. Leaders can in fact be taught, but by example, not a book. So as we watch these politicians manage themselves, maybe more than the country, we might learn a lesson for the office. And we might ask ourselves whether we are truly acting any differently. We don't like seeing it in politics. Why should we set the same example in the workplace? And that's my commentary. We would like to read yours. Send it to us at The Frank Show at tmctv.ro. And that is the show for tonight. To find this week's interviews, visit www.money.ro or www.tmctv.ro. Or you can watch the replays of the week's program starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday and 4 o'clock Sunday. We'll be back here next week, as always, with the day's summary of business news and our interviews with the top business people in Romania. And we will see you at our regular time at midnight on Monday. Until then, thank you for watching, keep well, and good night.